Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're digging into something pretty interesting. The power of small sacrifices in your career path.
hmm
And look, sacrifice can sound a bit heavy, right? But we're not talking huge, dramatic things here.
No, not at all. It's more about those everyday choices, the small stuff you do at work.
Exactly. And our main source for this is a really insightful LinkedIn post. It's by Ephraim Manugibi.
Yeah, he's an audit senior manager, quite experienced, background in audit, financial consulting, leadership.
Hmm.
He's got a good perspective on what actually works for career success.
It definitely gives them credibility.
Yeah.
So our mission today really is to unpack how these small acts, these little extra efforts, can actually lead to pretty big wins for you, the listener, down the line.
Right. So let's define what we mean by sacrifice in, a professional setting. What does it actually look like day to day?
Good question. What are we talking about?
Well, think about the everyday stuff, like
Mm,
maybe putting in that little bit of extra effort to make sure a project is really polished, even if it means staying, I don't know, 20 minutes later, or stepping up to help out a colleague who's clearly struggling with something,
yeah, lending a hand.
or even just adjusting your own way of working slightly to better support someone else on the team who needs it. It's that kind of consistent, thoughtful effort.
Gotcha. So less about grand gestures, more about consistency. These small, valuable contributions adding up.
Precisely. And the value isn't always about getting a pat on the back right away. It often builds over time.
Which brings us to the payoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The source mentions 3 key benefits.
Yes. First up, career growth.
Yeah.
And Whidbey directly links consistent dedication to things like promotions and salary increases.
Makes sense. Keep showing up, doing more.
Right. Like if you consistently volunteer for things just outside your job description, that shows initiative. It shows you want to learn.
Signals you're ready for more responsibility.
That's what leadership potential looks like, and it often leads to moving up.
Okay, so career growth is one. What's the second? You mentioned unseen benefits.
Yeah, this one's more personal. It's about what you gain internally by putting in that extra work, by helping others. You're not just ticking boxes.
You're learning.
You're absolutely learning. You're building skills, getting better at what you do, becoming more competent. The more effort you invest, the more skilled you become. It's almost unavoidable.
Like skill acquisition by just
Yeah.
doing the work, being involved.
Yeah. So.
And the third payoff, influence and respect. That sounds pretty vital.
Oh, definitely. Anugbi really stresses this. People remember who helped them out, who went the extra mile for the team.
True.
When you consistently show you're willing to support others, you build trust. And
Right.
that trust, that's the foundation for real influence, for leadership.
People naturally respect and listen to those they trust, those who put the team first.
Absolutely. It builds your reputation in a really solid way.
I like how the post frames this using an analogy. It talks about each sacrifice being like a deposit. Can you unpack that a bit?
Yeah, it's a great way to think about it. Every time you make one of these small, helpful choices, it's like you're putting something positive into your, let's say, professional success account.
Okay, like banking goodwill.
Sort of. You might not get an immediate withdrawal or reward every single time, but over time, these deposits accumulate.
And they grow.
Exactly. They yield bigger returns later, maybe a promotion, maybe new skills, maybe just that rock-solid respect from your peers and bosses. The core idea is give now, gain later.
So it shifts the focus from instant gratification for every little thing towards building something more substantial over the long haul.
It's an investment strategy for your career, essentially.
Which leads nicely to the reflection point. Anagabi asks the reader, and by extension, you, our listener, a direct question.
He does. He asks, what's one sacrifice you've made that later paid off?
It's a good one to pause on.
Yeah.
Thinking back on your own career, can you pinpoint times you did that little bit extra? Help someone out. Adapted for the team.
And importantly, what came out of it later? Maybe something unexpected. A connection, an opportunity, a skill you didn't anticipate gaining.
Right. So pulling it all together, this deep dive really shows that those consistent small sacrifices, the extra effort, the support for colleagues, aren't just about getting the immediate job done.
No, they're much bigger. They're investments. Investments in your own growth, your skills development, and building that essential reputation over time.
It's about playing the long game, really.
Precisely. And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. What's one small deposit you could consciously make at work, maybe even today or this week?
Yeah, what small action could you take?
And just mull over how that tiny investment now might ripple outwards and contribute to your future success, maybe in ways you can't even see yet.